Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial using a few new things that I've got. I don't know about you guys, but new makeup just makes me so excited and I love trying out new things, and it's one of my hobbies and I just really enjoy doing it. So that's kind of why I wanted to start doing some videos, is reviewing these things for you guys, since I do have a lot of things already. And I'm constantly, buying new things that I find as well. And I figure might as well review it, let you guys know how it is. Save your money and I'll spend mine. But I just really enjoy it, and I think it's really fun to do and share new products and things that I find with you guys. So today we're going to be going in with some Burt's Bees. This is their new foundation, newer foundation. It's the Goodness Glows Liquid Makeup. It says that it's supposed to be full coverage. It's a mineral formula. I think the only bad ingredient in here is, if I can find it on this, phenoxyethanol. I do not know how to pronounce it, but a lot of the makeup that I've been getting, I use the app Think Dirty or the website from the environmental working group that's called Skin Deep, and they basically rate all the ingredients that are in your makeup, letting you know whether it is safe or non-toxic. So if you do not have either one of those apps, I highly recommend those. It's very helpful if you're trying to find some brands, and they're not necessarily all organic on there. There's a difference between organic and non-toxic that's what I have come across. So there are brands who are totally organic, totally non-toxic, totally natural, and then there's others that just kind of keep those nasty chemicals out. So we're going to be using the Burt's Bees brand, and then also a brand from Walmart. It's called Found. Today we're going to start off with the foundation, and I have applied this before with a brush, and I did not like the way that it went on. It just kind of drug around my face. So today I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge. I'm going to do about a half a pump on my sponge. This is the giant one. I recommend buying this if you have not purchased it. It just makes your makeup go so much faster. The shade that I got is, I think, linen beige, and I'm pretty pale right now, and I think this oxidizes just the tiniest bit after wearing it, but right off the bat it's a good shade for me. And it says it's full coverage. Lately, I've been kind of trying to let my natural skin go through, so I don't really like to cake on a lot of makeup, and it's summer and it's hot and you don't want to be covering your face up with so much makeup, which I normally did. But I've been really into my skincare lately and trying to just let my skin breathe and finding more natural products. So I don't really want to build it up to full coverage today. So I'm just going to keep it at that half pump, which honestly I feel like that covered pretty well. You can definitely tell that there's makeup on my skin, but it doesn't look cakey at this point anyways. If you built this up, I feel like it would get to that point. But you can still see my skin through the foundation. You can still see my freckles, my pigmentation from acne scars and everything. So I don't mind it at all though. Alright, so next we're going to go in with the Well People BioCorrect Multi-Action Concealer. I do still have some in my sample that I had used in my last video, so we're going to go with that. And it is in the shade Fair. I'm going to use that underneath my eyes. The littlest bit goes a long way with this concealer. I wore it all day yesterday, and then I wore it earlier today. Sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat. And I wore it all day today. Yesterday was the first full day of me wearing it, and I did notice it creased really bad. All concealers crease on me. It is what it is. I learned you just need to set it right away. But I've actually like really come to enjoy this concealer. And again, it's the Well People. I read that they do sell it at Walmart now, or not Walmart, at Target, and it's also online. And what's great about them is you can order almost all of their products in a sample size to try out, and it's relatively cheap for the sample. I mean, you get a few uses out of it. So if you're hesitant on trying new brands like this, go for the samples, try them out, and see whether or not they work for you, which I'm really glad. I like this concealer a lot. It kind of gives that dewy finish. Sorry, I was talking with my hand in front of my face. And a good amount of coverage as well. So the other day when I was wearing this, I did put it on my eyelids and it creased really bad. So I'm kind of just going to focus the concealer up here under my brow bone and not go too much. I got a little bit on there. Not go a lot into the lid, so I don't really want that to crease that much. And then using the same shade Fair, I'm going to go highlight my forehead a little bit. I'm going to use a sponge to press that in. It blends well with your fingers, it blends well with a sponge, however you want to do it. And then down a little bit the bridge of my nose, just to highlight that part a little bit. Then I'm going to take the concealer in the shade Fair, and this is a really good match to my skin tone, and I'm just going to use that to cover up any pigmentation I have, like from acne scars, and which is mostly hormonal around my chin, which is just great. But this concealer does cover it really well, which I enjoy. And I like it so much I think I am gonna go ahead and purchase the full size concealers. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of press any excess product into the skin. Now this makeup look is more dewy or a satin look, so if you are oily and you don't like this type of look, I would probably avoid these products, or what I'm gonna do is just use a matte powder over top, and I think it works just fine. So this would be a great concealer if you are dry and want that oily look. So far, this is looking really good. I am liking how everything is applying. Still looks like my skin, but just a little bit more coverage. So next we're gonna go in and set all of that with the Burt's Bees Mattifying Powder Foundation with Bamboo. And it's really cute. I like this packaging a lot. It has the honeycomb on there, and it's just a really sleek package. So what I'm gonna do is set my under eyes first. So I wanna go in and make sure that I get the creases out before I set it with the powder. So I'm just gonna take my Real Technique sponge, kind of go in the powder, and then press that underneath my eyes, just to set that pretty well. So the shade that I have in this foundation powder is Vanilla, I believe. And it's maybe just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's perfect just to set my makeup all over. I'll put a little bit on my eyelids. And I'm gonna take the flat part of my Real Technique sponge and just kind of press in where I had the concealer on my forehead and on my chin, just to really set that as well, make sure it stays. Then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush from Real Techniques and just take that into the compact and put this all over my face. These products are working really well together so far. A little bit down my neck. That foundation matched my neck pretty well. Just blend that out a little bit. All right, and the next one we're going to use for a bronzer is this Found Sculpt and Define Contour Palette. This is a great palette. Like, I used it earlier today with the Bio Skin Tint Moisturizer from Well People in that same powder. This worked so great, and the tones in it are fantastic. They're not too warm, not too cool. This would be a great one for a contour. I mean, they both will. This is just a little bit more warm than this one here. So this, if you're gonna bronze your face with this, I would use this one here, since it does have a little bit of a more warm tone. And then this one over here is good for highlighting the areas of your face that you want to pop out a little more, such as on your forehead, underneath your eyes, your chin. And you can also carve out a contour with that as well. But I'm going to use the middle shade to bronze my skin. Just take, this is a Bare Minerals foundation brush. I'm just going to take that and kind of go into the middle of my cheek and my contour line to bronze. Ah! Can you see that? It is like separating my foundation. This did not happen to me yesterday using this. It's just like moving the foundation. The color is really pretty. Well, it's not horrible, but sorry, I really zoomed in there. But it is definitely moving the foundation. I'm not pressing like that hard into the skin either. But yeah, that didn't happen with the other tinted moisturizer I used. So it's probably just the combination of the foundation with this. So try using it. If you buy this, try using it with a different foundation or with just the tinted moisturizer. That's what I did the other day and it worked just fine. Just not with this foundation apparently. But that's what we're doing this video for. We're reviewing it, first impressions. Alright, so I'm going to take that same shade with a smaller, this is a setting powder brush from Real Techniques, and we're going to go and kind of define the nose a little bit. Not super contoured. I just took a little bit of powder down the bridge of my nose a little bit there. So we just warmed up the face a little bit using that. I really do like that palette. I think it's $10. And then we're going to go in with blush. And this is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Shy Pink. This is so pigmented. You barely need any product on your brush. So this is the shade, and it's so pretty. And I feel like it's universal for everyone. So tapped in there, and I already have too much, so I'm going to knock some of that off. And just apply this to the apples of my cheeks. It's just so pretty. I love this blush. And this is not like separating on the foundation. So if Burt's Bees would just come out with a contour powder or a bronzer to use with that, it would probably work. Alright, so a little goes a long way with that blush. I love the color of it. Okay, so next what we're going to do is move on to eyes, and I'm also using another product from Found. This is their eyeshadow palette, and it's called Nude. So what I think is cool about the Found products is if you go online on their website, it tells you what percentage their product is natural. I think I can't open this. I think the contour, oh, I just cracked that a little bit. I think the contour palette and then this one are between like 90 to 95% natural ingredients. And I Googled some of the other ingredients in there and they're all pretty safe. So these are really ranked low on Think Dirty and the EWG app. And the colors are so pretty. You rarely find organic shadows that are this pretty and have this color. So I'm really digging like this center section there. It's really good. All right. I did use this morning, and I'm just telling you, it works fabulous. So what we're going to start off with is this really light shade here. This is called Alabaster. Just going to go in there with a really fluffy brush and take this all over my lid. Not really being precise, just kind of setting the lid. I almost stabbed myself in the eye. Just all over. Then I'm going to take another fluffy brush. Those were both Morphe. This next one is going to be Morphe M441. And I'm going to go into this shade here. And it is Wheat. So kind of a taupey brown. Actually, it's more of a warm brown. And this I'm going to put kind of right above my crease, a little bit into it. They blend really well. I think this palette was $12, and I think it's worth it. For a natural brand that doesn't have gross crap in it, I'm all for it. Okay, so got that in the crease, and the next, what do I want to do next? I'm gonna take this orange. This is a shimmer. Those first two were matte, and this orange one is called, oh, it's called Copper. My bad. We'll see how it looks. I think I'm gonna have to use my finger. We'll try using a brush first, but I'm just gonna kind of put this on the outer. Yeah, we're gonna have to use my finger. So this is going, okay, that's like such a difference. So definitely use your finger for the shimmers. So center of the lid and the outer corner of the lid, kind of leaving the center or the front part bare. This is a really pretty color. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush I had earlier and just kind of blend. So just a little bit of that copper on the lid, you can see there. And then next I'm gonna take this shade down here, and that is Champagne. So finger again, it is a shimmer, and this is gonna go in the inner corner. Very subtle. Just to brighten up that area. I don't know if you can see that there. Okay, and then we're gonna darken up the outer V a little bit, and can't find the brush I want. Here we go. So this is another Real Techniques brush, and we're gonna go into this shade down here, and that is called Espresso, kind of a chocolate brown. So this, we're just gonna kind of press into the outer V a little bit. That is very pigmented. So in the outer V, a little bit up into the crease, just to get some definition. Other eye, packing it where I want it. Then we're gonna take fluffy brush again and blend it out. That's one thing I love about smoky eyes. You don't have to be precise. You can be as messy as you want. And as long as you just blend everything, your eyes are gonna look fine. Trust me, you can always clean anything up with concealer, which I'll probably do just to kind of sharpen those edges there. Just go in and use some concealer and everything will be fine. Just make sure you blend. So I'm liking that. It's not super dramatic, but I'm gonna go back in with that lighter shade and just kind of blend here at the top. I got a little messy. I think it looks really pretty. Okay, and then we're gonna take that same Champagne shade and go under the brow bone just to highlight that area a little bit. And then we'll go on the lower lash line. Gonna take the shade Wheat again, and this is a Morphe E18 brush. And I'm going to blend that on the lower lash line. And then we're going to take a flat definer brush from Morphe, and this is M432. Go into Espresso again. And this is, I'm just going to press it against the lower lash line, just on the outer portion. I don't really want to bring it in. I want a kind of lighter look for the center there. So just pressing that up against the lower lash line towards the outer corner. I'm going to do the same thing up on the top. Really, really close to the lash line. I'll do it on this side so you can kind of see. I'm really not on my eyelid at all, just more so the upper lash line. It doesn't do much, but it does enough, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to go in the shade Onyx, and this I'm going to kind of tight line my eyes, which is going on the underside of my lashes, where you have that waterline, and just covering that. It makes your lashes appear fuller whenever you put mascara on. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is take that champagne shade, and I'm going to use that as a highlight, because I don't have another highlighter. So I'm just using another Real Techniques setting brush, and using that just to get a subtle highlight. And that's a trick that I use a lot. Instead of throwing a bunch of different products in a bag, you know, if you're traveling or whatever, or just a lot of times I do my makeup on the way to work in the car. So the less stuff I can bring with me, the better. So like this palette, this would be a good contour shade. This is a good highlighter. None of these are really good for the cheeks, but just kind of take things and experiment a little bit using from the same palette. You don't have to have a million different products. Then down the center of the nose. I think that looks really pretty. Okay, so that part is done. Next we're gonna go in with mascara. And the mascara I'm gonna use is the one I used in my last video, is the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Mascara. So this rates, I think, a 3 on the Think Dirty app, and it's supposed to be a natural brand. Curling your lashes is such an important step if you're just wearing mascara alone. It just helps to really lift up the lashes. I feel like everybody should use it. Unless you're just born with crazy natural curled lashes, then you go, girl. So what I did notice, I've worn this mascara for the past 2 days, and what I did notice is that, like with regular mascara, your eyelashes get kind of hard, or, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but they're more stiff, I guess I should say. And with this mascara, it's like, it feels like I just put mascara on, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't like dry down to hard, stiff lashes. But so far for my first organic mascara, I don't hate it. But I have read reviews of other mascaras and people are just really hit and miss with a lot. But I feel like this, it kind of reminds me of the CoverGirl Lash Blast. It has that plastic applicator, which I don't really like because I always stab myself in the eyes and it is painful with these things. Get that lower lash line just a little bit. I'm gonna go in with a second coat, and that's the thing, is this, it doesn't really like dry, so there, I don't know, compared to my conventional drugstore or high-end mascaras, it'll dry down and then I can put another coat on there and build it up. But I have pretty long natural lashes, thank you Mom, but I feel like this, it's really pretty in it for an option to try organic and everything like that. I feel like that's a good one to go to. I think they have 3 different kinds in their line. Okay, so next I'm going to fill in my brows really quickly. I haven't found a brow product yet that is organic or natural. Well, I mean, I've found them, but I haven't ordered them or tried any. I know there's a lot of pencils. I'm more of a powder person. And this is my Anastasia brow powder duo. think this is the shade Taupe. Yes. So I'll just do this kind of quickly today. I don't need a lot on there. I do have my eyebrows microbladed. I think I've mentioned that before. Kind of do for a touch-up. But once I do find or order, I think you can order samples of brow powders from a few companies. I'll try that out. Or I think Burt's Bees, pretty sure that they have a brow powder pencil that I could try as well. I just have this one sparse area that my microblading kind of faded out. But okay, so that's done. And then I always throw on a little bit of blonde brow gel. Since I do have some blonde in my hair, it kind of softens my brows up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go back to my dark hair. I think so. Put a few low lights in and bring that brown back into my life. I like the blonde, I just feel like it's a little too much right now. But anyways, so all of that's done. Okay, so the one thing I've noticed is I always forget to put like a lipstick on in my other videos. And it looks, I have foundation all over my lips, so it looks like I just have no lips at all. So what I'm gonna do to finish the look, this isn't natural or anything like that, or organic, but this is the Too Faced Pout About It. Funny thing is, this is their natural line. So not meaning that it is natural makeup, but that it is natural looking. So this color is like my lips, but better. And this would look good on anyone. Probably one of my favorite lip colors right now. All right, and so that is the finished look using these organic, non-toxic brands. I just was a little disappointed how the Found Contour broke up my foundation. I don't know how I feel about the foundation. If I don't love it right now. I've only worn it twice, but I'm gonna have to kind of play with it a little bit and see if it's something that I want to continue to use. For a drugstore, it is pretty pricey. It's $15 regularly, I think, but we'll just keep working with it and see if I can use some other products and make that work. Other than that, I really liked the Found eyeshadow palette and the contour palette, so I recommend those if you want to try and get your feet wet with some organic brands. Definitely go for those. They are sold at Walmart, and give this a try as well. Again, you're not going to have stiff lashes, but as you can see, it does really lift them and keep them curled. So this is the finished look. I feel like it turned out pretty well. The concealer isn't really creasing right now as much, and again, it has that like dewy satin finish. I feel like it turned out pretty good. Again, I'm just going to keep experimenting with these brands and different things that I find. I almost forgot to say it. I have a beauty counter order that is supposed to be coming tomorrow. Beauty counter isn't like natural or organic, I would say, but they have it's non-toxic basically. So they work with the Environmental Working Group, and all of their products are verified with them. So they're all safe, and I'm really excited to try those. And I'm contemplating on becoming a consultant, but those come tomorrow, and so be expecting a review on some of those products coming up later this week. I'm really excited to do that. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this information in this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more of my videos. All right, have a good evening. Bye.